Hello, everyone. So, I wanted to talk about what is normal, specifically when it relates to our health. Are we normalizing illness? Are we normalizing anxiety and depression? Are we normalizing one to two prescriptions as we age or more? Are we normalizing being sick and tired, lack of energy, etc., etc.? So I wanted to talk about this because this is the question that comes most often in my practice. When clients show up, it's usually when they show up to work with me, it's usually after they have been sick for a while. That's a large percentage. They have exhausted all the trips to the medical doctors and the specialists, and they did not get anywhere. I get those are the people that I get. And when I ask what took you so long, they thought it's because they thought it was normal to have high blood pressure when you are 50 or 60 years of age. They thought it was normal to wake up 4 or 5 times during the night. They thought it was normal to have a bit of anxiety and depression. They thought it was normal to have lack of energy to do the things they wanted to do. And many of them thought that as we get older is normal to, well, we've kind of done it all. What's the point of it now? So what is normal? What is normal? Is it normal for us to be sick just because we are getting older? Is it normal for us to be put on medication because we are getting older? Is it normal for us to be sick because the past generation, our ancestors, our parents were sick from the same illness? I feel that it's really difficult to understand what your normal is unless you go to the other side, create a state of health. So now you have a contrast. When my clients begin to take care of themselves, they begin to sleep better. They let go of the prescription medications, many of them. They are no longer sick and tired. They have more energy. They generally become more joyful, healthier, and happier. When they compare that new state of health to where they were prior to coming to see me, they have a contrast. So now their normal has changed. Normal that they had forgotten for a long time. Just because everyone else is experiencing this a particular way does not mean it's normal for us to experience that type of state of health as well. When we look around the world today, we have normalized a lot of things. It seems to be normal to drink on a daily basis. I was in Portugal not too long ago. It seems to be normal that drinks and alcohol was offered for breakfast, for lunch, etc., etc. Dinner for sure. They give you the first thing any restaurant gives you is a drink menu. So yes, it is normal, but why is that definition? Is there a usefulness to that definition at all? Is it useful to look at the societal norm when it comes to your own health? My answer would be no. When we look at the world today, we are sicker than ever before. The awareness of that is rising. So we are rising in consciousness. We are becoming aware of how sick we are as a society. The awareness is leading to us getting better, seeking help, and getting better. But if we were to look at that norm and kind of render our health to how we are feeling, to because it is okay to feel that because everyone else is, it's really not useful. Do we sometimes hide behind what's normal to resist growing, to resist healing, to resist moving forward? It's a question that's worthwhile asking. At the end, this life is really between you and you. It's your individual personal journey. To compare it to someone else, to compare it to a societal norm, I'm not sure how useful that is when it comes to your health. I find it in my practice, it's not useful at all. When we are looking at holistic health, Ayurvedic medicine, the health is really defined as, it's not just about not having symptoms, it's about having a healthy body, mind, and spirit, and alignment. When we look at the state of the health today, we are far from that norm. But when we begin to take care of our health, we realize that we have now a new norm that we can compare ourselves to where we are before. So without something of contrast, without experiencing how you can possibly feel, we really cannot tell what is normal, what is not. So when it comes to your health, really take a look at how does it feel when you normalize illness. Suppose you are not physically well. Suppose you have 1 to 2 medical diagnoses, you're on prescription medication. How does that make you feel? Does it dim your light? Does it dim your energy? Does it make you feel incomplete, that something isn't right? So that's a question to ask. And our feelings, our energy, our experience never lies. If it doesn't feel right for you, then it isn't right for you, even if that may be the norm of the world, right? So we always have to bring it back to ourselves. We have to be able to dig deeper. How far are we continue or willing to continue to go before we continue to hide behind this definition of the societal norm? It's really a personal question. I can tell you that just because we age, it is not normal to be diagnosed with, to have 1 to 2 medical diagnoses, or to be on medical prescription or prescription medications. It's not to say that we may need the prescription medicine from time to time, but there are so much other things that we can do first before we come to that conclusion. So when it comes to feeling, if you are deciding about your health, I don't have energy to do all the things that I wanted to do. Is this normal? Maybe your neighbor feels the same way. Maybe your sister feels the same way, or your friend feels the same way. It really does not matter. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with experiencing that feeling? Then that is not a normal for you. I can tell you that it's not about the age that we are in. It's about how we age. So aging does not mean that we have to be sick. Aging doesn't also mean that we don't have energy. Aging also doesn't mean that we're kind of done with life. Who cares? What does it matter? It really is a personal question. So it's the ability to dig deeper. What is it that you want to experience when it comes to your health? What is it that you aspire to do? Because the health is very much connected with our energy to do the things that we want to do. And that is connected to the joy that we, thank you so much, Pratibha, for tuning in. And that is very much connected to the joy we feel, because if we are not doing what we are here to do, we don't have the energy to do what we want to do. You cannot fake joy. You cannot just pretend joy. So there is nothing more. Let me put it this way. Nothing we can accomplish in our life unless we really have our health. All the aspirations, the purpose that we are here to live, all of our dreams and desires, the impact that we want to have in the world, the people we want to help, it's simply not possible when you don't have your health. So health is not just a lack of physical symptoms. So many of my clients also come, they don't have any medical diagnosis, but they don't feel well. They don't know what's wrong. They're doing everything they know to do. They exercise, they think they eat better, but they don't feel better. They don't feel better. So health is not just having no symptoms. It's about feeling better. It's about bliss in the mind. It's about alertness and calmness in the senses. It's about being present in our day-to-day life. It's about connecting to the source of our liveliness on a daily basis and infusing that in how we show up in the world. So the definition of health is far deeper in the holistic world, in the Ayurvedic realm, than we understand it to be in the medical realm, which is just as long as you don't have symptoms, you must be okay. Well, no, only you can decide if you're okay or not. So I want to leave you with a question when it comes to your health. What is it that you're feeling? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Your feelings do not lie. Write it down on a piece of paper. Is that how you want to feel? Does this feel okay to you? Do you think that, and here's another thing what happens when we normalize illness, when we normalize taking 1 or 2 prescription medications, guess what happens in 5 years, 10 years? They become 5 prescription medications. More medical diagnoses are coming because we have gone down that path. So what is 1 to 2 medical diagnoses in your 50s can turn something bigger in your 60s, 70s, and 80s. Is that what you want to do? So tread the waters of your health with consciousness, with insight, and with compassion, and truly measure the state of your health from how do you feel. Is that how you want to feel? What is possible for you? What is possible for you once you are no longer spending so much time struggling with your health and figuring just to kind of go on with the day because you don't have enough energy. Look at the opportunity cost. Things you're not able to do, things you're losing out on because you are not 100% feeling yourself. So whether something is normal or not, my recommendation is do not look at the outside world. It has no definition for you for anything, let alone health. That's a personal question, tune into your own way of feeling and tuning into what's acceptable, what do you want in your life, and what are you willing to do to create it. So this ability to dig deeper, the ability to tune into ourselves so we can awaken the healer within, so we can provoke that guru, that teacher within. That's going to be the subject matter of my upcoming mentorship program called The Healer Within. If you want to take the reins of your health, if you want to feel confident in knowing that you have the energy, you are doing everything that you are doing to take care of your health, when you no longer are subjected to the manipulations of the outside world, you can trust your own knowing. If you're ready to do that, the link is below the video. Take a look at the details and join. We begin in March. We still have a couple of weeks left, and that's my invitation for you. So in my world, no, it is not normal to be sick and tired all the time. Anxiety is not normal, although more than 50%, understating, people are experiencing it. It's because we simply don't understand how to heal that. We simply don't understand. We don't have the right knowledge. We don't have the right information. We are starting, though. We're starting to become aware. But we need more than awareness. We need tools. We need practical tools. We need living wisdom to know how to turn what we know into the experiences that we want to have. So take a look at my Healer Within mentorship program. Whether you join or not, I really leave you with that question. If you're not feeling well, if you're not feeling 100%, is that how you want to feel? Let go what the normal is. I want you to define your own normal. Amina Puri from Ayurveda.